watch.
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is the Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and the prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler, and we have a special guest.
Alex Stradling here, and we're going to talk about movies.
As you can see, the hat is back. We're going to be doing names from a hat. We got to come up with a better hat. Anyway.
I know.
It's kind of corny. Yeah. But I did start my Marvel, I guess I would call it, marathon, going in order of how each movie was shot. I got to, what was the last one I watched? I don't even remember now. It's been a while.
Doctor Strange?
Nope. Well, Doctor Strange was on the list, but I accidentally got Doctor Strange when I thought I had Thor: The Dark World. So I had to wait. But I don't know. I watched like 5 or 6 of them. It was like the Hulk, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. I think Captain America, the First Avenger, was the last one I saw. And then Thor: Dark World is going to be next. And I got that today, so I can start going through that, try to get them all. I haven't really noticed.
That's a lot of work, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a lot of work.
It's 20 or 21, I want to say.
Are they enjoyable throughout?
Oh, the Iron Man movies are definitely of the ones that I watched that I hadn't seen, the Iron Man ones, because actually I'd already seen the Hulk and the Avengers. Oh, I watched the Avengers again. Yeah. But the Iron Man ones are definitely, I like them better than Thor or Captain America. I thought was a little boring, the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't. Have you seen it?
I think I did, yeah. I'm not even sure if I got through the whole thing.
Sometimes it just becomes all a blur because there's so many of them.
Yeah. But I haven't really noticed a whole lot of
connection.
Yeah. Not yet. I think I will once we get more involved into the other Avengers movies.
Well, you're not a true fan.
Apparently not. But yeah, so Thor: Dark World is next, and then I think I want to say Ant-Man, which I'm not really looking forward to Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's good. Antman's good. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him in a couple of the Avengers movies, but what have you watched?
Well, I've watched little spurts of these, right? So I think I've seen Iron Man 1 and 2, none of the Thor, the first Captain America.
Probably
I saw the Hulk. I saw the Hulk, the one with Edward Norton, because that kind of.
That's the one that fits with this. I didn't know that there were like different phases. Like I didn't know this was like a whole thing. Like we just got done with Phase 3, and then now they announced Phase 4 is coming out soon. With there's like 5 movies in Phase 4. I saw it. I think Doctor Strange 2 is one of them. I think there's a new character. Black Widow's getting
her own movie.
Yep, prequel. That's in it. I almost want to say.
That's going to throw things out of order, though, if it's a prequel.
Yeah. So I don't know. But I guess it's 5 phases total.
Yeah.
We just finished Phase 3, so. Looks like there's going to be like 30-something movies.
Looks like Alex is looking forward to it.
I'm not. I'm sick and tired of superhero films. There've been just too many of them out there. And I'm sorry, you got a sucker born every minute. But, where are the films for people my age where we've been through all the superhero iterations? I know that there's probably more, but I just want to see something original. I'm sorry, that's probably why most people are watching Netflix and not going to the movies.
We mentioned that in our opening.
So anyways, names from a hat. But I do, if you have Netflix, I recommend watching When They See Us, which is about the Central Park 5. 5 African American and 4 African American men and 1 Hispanic kids. They are all kids, and they were falsely charged and sentenced for rape and attempted murder of a jogger, and that's about that whole entire story, about the justice system. So it's very engaging. So check it out when they see us
Are
on
they
Netflix.
4 1-hour episodes? Is that?
They're like an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and a half, and they're 4 episodes each.
So it's like 6 hours.
So it takes you
total.
through the whole journey of them getting arrested, all the way up through prison, and their experiences through prison, and then getting out of prison, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's I would watch it.
Yeah, I think that's something I'm going to check out because I have Netflix. I've never heard of it, but it sounds good.
Yeah, you'll be pissed off, upset, angry, the entire.
Sounds
4
a little
episodes.
like the Hurricane, a little bit. I don't know what he got in prison for. I believe it was for
Killing somebody.
for murder, right?
I think so, yeah.
And he was in jail for like 20, 30 something years.
Seems like it happens all the time, though.
Oh, it does, yeah. But this is the movie show, not about the criminal justice system,
That's
right?
right. Unless it's a movie about the criminal justice.
Maybe that's an episode, like movies about being falsely accused, the criminal justice system, and how,
That sounds like a good theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
like
Yeah,
the first one would be
absolutely.
The Count of Monte Cristo, right?
Oh, I haven't seen.
That would be the classic tale, and then we go from there,
I saw the remake with Guy Pearce and Jim Caviezel.
Yeah.
And that came out like 2002 or whatever. It's not a bad movie. I mean, it's a classic kind of revenge type of movie. But I think since this is the first episode that Alex has done, Names from a Hat, he should draw first.
Oh yeah, let me draw from that. Names from a hat.
Oh, and by the way, you'll be able to tell which one he's getting if you'll notice when you pull one out.
All right.
Done.
How does this work?
Go ahead. Just pull one out. It's going to be a name. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be actor, actress, director.
Yeah. So let's tell people how it works. I don't know how
Yep.
it works. Tell me how it works.
Well, we're just okay. That's Don's. Mine are tiny. There.
All right. So I got a name from a hat. Rachel Weisz.
Rachel Weisz.
There
That's a
you
good
go.
one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I just happened to be watching the movie. She just got nominated for Academy Award for The Favorite.
Oh,
And-
she's in that. I saw you outside the library.
Yeah. I didn't even realize it was her. I was like partway through the movie, and I think we took a break, and I was like, "Who is that?" She's really familiar. I'm like, "It's Rachel Weisz."
Yeah, I don't even know who she is.
which I
think
should know.
She's married to James Bond.
To James Bond, right?
Daniel Craig. Yeah, that's Rachel Weisz. She either has an Oscar or she was nominated for the
There
Constant.
you go, Rachel Weisz.
For
You're right.
Constant Gardener.
If you
She
don't know
won
who
for
we're talking
Constant
about,
She did
that's
win,
what she
okay.
looks like.
I think she's married to Ray Fiennes, and she goes missing overseas. I want to say I haven't seen it, but
Unfortunately, I'm ashamed to admit this. I saw it, and it has totally slipped my mind.
oh, she's in the Light Between Oceans with Michael Fassbender and Alicia Vikander.
Right.
So she's playing Black Widow.
Who?
Right here it says Black Widow filming.
Oh no, she's not Black Widow.
Oh.
Scarlett Johansson's still Black Widow. She's obviously just a different
This
character.
is a different Black Widow movie.
Well,
Must
no,
be.
it's Black Widow, but she's not Black Widow.
Oh, she's
She'll just be another character.
Oh, okay.
Because Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. Yeah, it doesn't say who she is. But Scarlett Johansson's Natasha Romanoff / Black
All right, so
Widow.
Rachel Weisz, what has she been in? That's
Well, we were just talking. She won Best Supporting Actress, I want to say 2005, 2006 for The Constant Gardener.
I never saw that film.
I haven't either. It's,
Any film about gardening?
No, it's
Sorry, done.
It's not about gardening.
Oh, and is it?
No.
That's right. The
I-
title. If it's not about gardening, then the title. They should change it to-
Dreamhouse is actually her and Daniel Craig. I haven't seen that.
Maybe that's where they met.
I believe that's a horror film. I don't think the thing is I know she's a really good actress, like The Lovely Bones. I had an ex-girlfriend that really wanted to see that. It's with Mark Wahlberg. I want to say Swarn. Have you seen it? Is it good? Okay, we're talking about a movie Colin's actually seen
Oh,
in
holy
life.
moly!
Wow, I think look, he's actually watching now because he actually
Yeah.
heard something that he's
Yeah.
seen. Oh, Fred Claus. I didn't realize. Oh, that's right. She plays. Oh no, she doesn't play Mrs. Claus.
You forgot to say Saoirse Ronan is in that.
So yeah, she's the daughter that dies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew she was in it. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was really good. It got good
So
reviews.
what film should you? What film are we recommending for
She
Rachel
was-
Weisz?
She was in The Muppy, right?
The Muppy.
It's kind of like the Mummy, which I didn't like with.
Oh yeah,
Brendan
she's in
Fraser.
the first two,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
She's Brendan
Oh
Fraser's
yeah, that
wife.
was her in the yes.
Yeah.
So she was
Yeah, the
that
Mummy
was her
and the Mummy
breakout.
Part 2.
So watch the Mummy with Brandon Fraser.
What about Enemy?
Even though Don didn't like it, it's
Enemy at the
I didn't like
Gates.
good,
Did you see
campy
that?
fun.
Enemy at the Gates, yeah.
Yeah, she's in that with Joseph Fiennes and I want to say Jude Law.
That sounds right, yeah.
Is the other character. A movie I always wanted to see, but I just for whatever reason never did. About a Boy, Confidence. That wasn't bad with Edward Burns, Andy Garcia, Dustin Hoffman, and her. Pretty good cast. It's kind of like a con man type of movie. Runaway Jury, her, John Cusack, Dustin Hoffman again,
I don't
and
think I saw that.
Gene Hackman.
Did I? I don't think I did.
That wasn't bad.
What
But,
about, what's the one where she's the, oh, I can't remember what the name of it is. I just saw, it was relatively recently. She's a Jewish author, and she takes on this guy that was claiming that the Holocaust never happened. I think it must have been based on a true event, that this, and in England, it's kind of flip-flop from the way we do things, where,
Oh, Alex nailed it. Disobedience.
Yeah.
is that what it is?
It says a woman returns to her Orthodox Jewish community that shunned her for her attraction to a female childhood friend.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
So that sounds interesting, though.
You want me to keep reading? Once back, their passions reignite as they explore the boundaries of faith and sexuality.
It's got 6.6, which is a watchable
All right, so
movie.
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz, the only film you remember her in is The Mummy
She's in Fred.
So
she's in
watch
Fred
it.
Claus.
and Fred Claus. So watch
And
The
The
Mummy
Favorite.
and The Favorite, and what else?
The one I just mentioned.
I wish I could think of more off the top of my head with her, but she is a really good actress.
Confidence and Runaway Jury.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of good films. It's just hard to.
Find her. She's
Find her.
worth it.
All right, you want to go next?
All right, I'll pick one. Oh wait, see, I'm picking
You're
my
gonna
own.
grab a little one.
I'm picking my own.
Like
I
you'll
wanna
see
look-
the difference in the size.
I
This
wanna
is
look for a little
this
one.
is Don's. Mine's so tiny.
Who do we got?
Oh, Christian Slater.
Oh,
Slater.
Christian Slater. Yeah, that could be a whole entire show.
I was thinking of. Have you seen the movie Hard Rain?
I don't think so.
I've wanted to see that
Who's in
movie.
it?
Christian Slater, Morgan Freeman, Randy Quaid.
I'm gonna put it on my list.
Christian Slater and
Worth seeing, huh?
Christian Slater and his, I want to say it's his uncle, are armored car drivers, and they get stuck in this huge rainstorm, and Morgan Freeman's like a criminal that's there specifically to
Yeah, I've seen that film.
to rob them.
It's pretty
And
decent.
then Dennis Quaid's the local sheriff, and he ends
Yeah.
up being corrupt too, and he's after the
Yeah.
money.
It's okay,
Oh.
but then the whole town gets flooded, and they have all these underwater scenes.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's pretty
it's like
decent.
it's really all just a big flooded town. I liked it. I haven't seen it in a long time, and for whatever reason, I got thinking about it, and I was like, you know, if we're gonna do names from our hat, I'm gonna throw out Christian Slater because he's one of those guys like when we did Kiefer Sutherland that time. That
Yeah.
was really big in the 80s and 90s, and now you just don't see him anymore.
Yeah. What do you think his best film is? Most pivotal film is that made Christian.
What about that
Slater?
Quentin Tarantino, the one that Tarantino
True
wrote?
Romance.
True Romance. That's a real
Yeah,
good one.
True Romance is a good film.
I liked
what made
Mobsters. Well, Heather's probably what made him really, really famous.
Heathers?
would
Yeah,
say.
I haven't seen that movie. And
I haven't
I keep
either.
seeing it on Amazon or Netflix, and I keep like, I don't know.
But he was also in Young Guns too. He actually was on The West Wing for a couple of years as like a not a retired, but like a general in the Navy or something like that.
So Heathers was
I
the
think-
one that made him,
I
right?
think this
He's
is
in
still Rachel
Nymphomaniac.
Weisz.
He plays the Nymphomaniac's father.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Nah,
So he did kind of emerge. I mean, Nymphomaniac's what, like 4 years old or something like that?
Yeah.
So that's relatively recently.
I'm trying
yeah,
to
he
think of
did
the
kind of
film that I
disappear.
remember him in, though.
Oh,
that
there's a lot of
ever
Christian
becoming
Slater.
famous. Like that pivotal movie, and I can't remember what it was.
Hold on a second. Here we go. How old do we think he is?
Christian Slater.
He's younger than I thought. I'll say that.
52.
He's gonna be 50 in August.
Oh, so he's
40
younger than I thought too.
He's 49.
Oh wow.
I mean, True Romance. Oh, Robin Hood.
Oh,
With Kevin Costner, Morgan
Oh, I haven't
Freeman.
seen it.
Yeah,
I
he
haven't
was
seen
in
it.
that.
He plays Will Scarlet. Very, very bad things with him and Cameron Diaz, like John Favreau.
yeah, I remember that.
There's Heathers. He's in that TV show Mr. Robot with Rami Malek.
Right.
Trying to think of what the.
Okay.
Sometime
Go
in
back
the
even
80s
more. Yeah,
when he
go
came
back
out.
even. Bed of Roses. That was kind of
He
lame.
was kind of an 80s
Broken
guy.
Arrow. Him and John Travolta.
Yeah,
That
Broken
was-
Arrow
that
was
pretty-
his-
Pump Up the Volume. I think it's probably a little. Heathers. I
The
think
Wizard. No.
The Wizard.
I want to say it's something even probably sooner than any of these. Maybe not. No, I guess not. I think it was Heathers that actually like because that had a huge cult following.
Yeah, I would say that sounds.
What about
right.
Cuffs? Did you ever see Cuffs?
I don't think so.
That wasn't a bad movie. Untamed Heart, that was kind of a girly movie.
Was he in that one about the medical students where they were bringing people back from the dead? The original one, they remade it.
Oh, no, I think that was Christian Slater. You're talking about,
Is that Christian Slater in
is
that
that
movie?
Flatliners?
Flatliners.
Yeah, no, I think that's or Kiefer Sutherland, I mean.
Kiefer Sutherland. I mixed the two of them up. I
Yeah,
guess.
bro. I think it was Heather's. Yeah, I gotta watch that movie. Where you find-
Murder in the First was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Him and Gary Oldman, Kevin Bacon. Interview with the Vampire. That was pretty good. What about Jimmy Hollywood? That was weird.
Man, he's made a bunch.
Yeah. That's why I put him on there, because what was the last time you saw him in anything?
So what's Heather's?
Oh, The
about?
Contender. What about
Yeah.
The Contender? That's Gary Oldman, Joan Allen, Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is the president, and he has to pick a vice president because the vice president died or something like that, and he chooses Joan Allen, a senator from some random state. And it comes out that she had like this big sex scandal in college where she had like a gangbang with a bunch of guys. Gary Oldman's the bad guy, like prosecuting it. He's a wicked dick. And Christian Slater's like this new up and coming senator. And for whatever reason, Jeff Bridges just takes to him and stuff. And, so they become friends and stuff like that. But it's a really good movie with a really, really good cast.
I'm putting it on my list.
I actually have it. If I remember, I'll bring it in for you to borrow it.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Because it's a really good cast. It was a big release. It wasn't like a independent movie or anything. It was in theaters and stuff. Mindhunters was actually pretty good. That's got a pretty good cast too.
Right,
LL
okay, then
Cool
you-
J, Johnny Lee Miller, Catherine. Oh yeah, I let you
You
borrow
lent that to me once.
Val Kilmer, Catherine Morris.
Right.
So he's had some big movies. Just nothing recently. He just
He didn't make it
kinda-
over the top.
No, I think he was getting.
He was
there.
about to, and then
Yeah.
I think Broken Arrow just.
Broken Arrow was a big hit though. It made a
It
lot
was,
of
but
money.
I don't think he could ever. Yeah, I don't think he never really made it to like being top billed.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't the lead.
Yeah.
In like a big budget movie, he wasn't the lead.
Except
Like
for
John
Broken
Travolta was the lead, or like in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Kevin Costner was the lead.
Yeah.
He was always a pretty big character, but he was never the star.
Right.
I mean, Hard Rain, him and Morgan Freeman kind of are, but that's not like this huge blockbuster. He never made
Well,
it
it was
to
at
that.
the time. Yeah.
Hard Rain, but I mean, I'm not. I mean, it's not like friggin' like Broken Arrow or Robin Hood or something where they had like this huge budget and
Yeah.
stuff. And so yeah, Bed of Roses, chick flick, 100%. I mean, my sister made me rent that from Video 2020 when I was in high school, and I don't even remember why, but I watched it. It is terrible. And of course that song Bon Jovi sings is friggin' in it like 20 times. But it's him and Mary Stuart Masterson. It's a classic love story. That was just strictly.
Who doesn't love that? A
That was
classic love story.
strictly paycheck. He's like, I haven't been in anything for a while, so. All right, so I guess I'm gonna go.
You gotta choose.
Hey, I got one of yours, Don.
Hope it's something good.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
I
We gotta talk. See, and we got Alex on the show too to talk about Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, Forrest Gump.
What did-
Talk
now,
about
Forrest-
yourself. You never know what you're
Colin,
gonna get.
This is the first episode I think we've had two movies that Colin has seen and liked.
And he liked it.
Yep.
I didn't like Forrest Gump.
Didn't
Never.
like Forrest Gump.
I didn't like it the first time I saw
I
it.
didn't like it the first time I saw it. Thought it was okay the second time I saw it. And I didn't like it the third time I saw it.
Wow.
My main thing was
Everyone kept saying it was great. And I
it
kept
won-
watching again. And I said, "Where's the greatness?"
it won Best Picture over Pulp Fiction that year, and Pulp Fiction is my favorite movie. So I'm expecting like the ultimate, like the best movie ever. And the first time I watched it, I was like, would anybody really run for that long? Like, I mean, to me that was just so unrealistic. And like where he puts his face on the thing and it makes the smile, and then he comes up with "Have a nice day," and it's just like this movie's just too corny.
Yeah, it's corny.
But
yeah.
after watching it a few times, it does grow on you. I mean,
It
he's
does.
just a very, very likable character. And so is Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan, in his own way, is just Gary Sinise is just perfectly cast as Lieutenant Dan. I mean, Tom Hanks was great as Forrest Gump.
Probably the biggest part that Gary Sinise has had, right?
Probably.
As far as popularity was.
Probably. Oh, popularity, absolutely. Apollo 13, they teamed up again with too, and that was a pretty big.
Yeah, he was better in Apollo 13.
pretty big.
I
don't know if he was
couldn't-
better. I thought he was good as
I just
Lieutenant
couldn't
Dan.
see Tom Hanks playing Forrest Gump, the idiot savant. right? Isn't that
Essentially, yeah.
the
But I
character
mean,
he's playing? You know?
I thought he pulled it off.
Or no, he's not a savant. He's just the genuine childlike. You know, that was the whole point of the film. You know, where maintaining that innocence throughout the.
Yeah, I mean, he had the
as a boomer.
below par IQ. It wasn't what 75 is like. That's 75 and up, and his was like under 75.
So that's another classic trope. And then I just didn't believe Tom Hanks.
I did. I
I've
liked
seen Tom Hanks in so many films, like Turner and Hooch, which is a classic. Just
Hey, whatever. I liked Turner and Hooch.
Yeah,
I
but-
liked Big.
Big?
You know, I mean,
yeah, he pulled it off in Big as a young child. I just didn't believe him. I just did not believe it. Just
So you
sounded
believe
like
them more in Big than
he was
Forrest
just.
Gump.
It just sounded like, well, that's because that was his first big film. And
well, he was
no pun
nominated.
intended.
Believe it or not, he was nominated for Best Actor for Big.
Yeah.
That was his first Oscar nomination.
Yeah, and
he's been nominated 5 times. He's won 2. One was Forrest Gump.
yeah, for me, it just didn't. It seemed like Tom Hanks was playing, a mentally ill. No, he's not ill, but just low IQ individual, and that's all it was. It was like, look at me, Tom Hanks, playing a low IQ individual. That's all I could see. I didn't see any. That's why I couldn't empathize with the character because I just couldn't see past the Tom Hanks.
You couldn't access that like you said before, that childlike innocence.
He played it like someone that had Down syndrome. It's exact that a high functioning person with Down syndrome. That's what he played it like. But he doesn't have Down syndrome.
Right.
So it just seemed fake to me, the whole thing. Some 40-year-old man playing a 20-year-old dude. I couldn't get into it. I'm sorry. And he won an Oscar for it. They thought it was brilliant acting. I thought it was garbage acting.
I liked it.
And you liked it.
I didn't like it. I thought it was a good movie. I still obviously like Pulp Fiction better. And Shawshank Redemption came out.
Did you like the scene where he's like,
I don't remember that scene.
where the love, like he's never, touched a female before?
Oh, that was a little.
I gotta go. Come on. I mean, it's stuff like that. It's just
It's a little over the top.
garbage. Film's garbage.
Yeah, and it won Best Picture.
It did. Zemeckis
It
won
won
Best
Best
Director.
Picture. That's my
He won
opinion.
Best Actor.
Which
No,
doesn't.
won
yeah.
6 Oscars. You know. I
So
mean,
Forrest Gump, well, it didn't do the sweep, but I mean, it was.
no, it won a lot though. It won 6 out of the 13 it was nominated for, and it was also a box office phenomenon. I mean, at the time, it made like $330 million domestically.
Yeah.
Which you don't generally associate Best Picture winners with being box office smash. You know, it's generally the independent movie or the low budget movie where the actor's strictly going to get their Oscar.
Yeah, and that movie was made in 1995, right?
Yeah, it came out in 94.
And that was the boomers' midlife crisis right there. Okay, and so yeah, the film was successful because the boomers, they watched this film, they watched their history, through the lens of innocence, which they lost back in the in the 50s, and lost during the 60s after their drug-induced, find myself moment.
Does Forrest Gump use drugs? Did he use drugs? in the
No,
movie?
that's why they like the
Jenny
film.
did.
Because the boomers after their drug-induced find myself moment, then they went to cocaine to start working and trying to bring back together their broken families that they screwed up, and then then they became yuppies, in the 80s, and made their money, and then heading into the 90s, their kids were getting older and teenagers now, and their jaded view of the world, they wanted to look at it through the eyes of innocence through Forrest Gump. So that's why it was a success. It's a piece of shit film.
I mean, if you were to look on IMDb, I guarantee it gets over 7.
It's over a 7?
I guarantee it gets over.
it's gotta
7.
be.
So it won all those Oscars.
One thing that I noticed, I don't know why I was thinking of it, but number 83 on the all-time IMDb list is Requiem for a Dream. And like I said, to this day, I still will never.
You won't watch it again.
I just can't. I just can't. It's too traumatizing. But it was liked that much. That is 83 out of the top 100.
How high is Forrest Gump on there?
I've got to check right
It has
now.
to be pretty high.
I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be at least a 7.5.
At least.
8.8.
8.8. That's huge.
It's okay. So that's top 50. That's probably top 25.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to dig on the film so much.
It sounds like it's like one of your most hated films.
It
ever.
is.
It does. It's number 12 on IMDb's all time.
Oh, it's so
All
hokey.
time number 12.
number 12.
Oh, okay. Gary
I mean,
Sinise's performance is great, and
number 12, dude.
it's garbage. I'm sorry, I'm the black sheep. I'm just not with everyone on this one. I give Titanic a better score than that.
I bet it doesn't get better. I bet Titanic's pretty high though.
So
This
you
is what
gotta
we
have
should
shrimp
do.
cookies,
We should just have
shrimp
we should just have an
pancakes.
episode where we trash all these movies that get these high ratings. On
Shrimp milkshakes.
Titanic.
Yeah, and they got Bubba too. It's like, come on, man.
Forget about Bubba. I gotta agree with him a little on
Like,
Bubba.
it's like
Shrimp salad.
One Who Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest is a lot better. I think they. I mean,
Oh yeah, I
feel like
no question. I agree.
feel like they just gave a cartoon version of someone with low IQ, and they just like. It probably would have been a more powerful film
7.8 for Titanic.
if it was
Pretty high.
But it has a moral to the story. Mama said life is like a box of chocolates. You never
he's-
know what you're going to get.
He's going through the 60s. Obviously, he's got to be a war vet too to get that side of the 60s. It's like total like boomer
He
corniness.
shakes Kennedy's hand and he says, "I have to."
Yeah,
pay."
he's every boomer hero like shakes Kennedy's hand. You know, it's like invest in Apple computer. You know, so he can become the ultimate yuppie in the 80s. You know, with
Does he meet Marilyn Monroe? Well, that's too early.
I don't think so. I
He
want
meets
to
Elvis,
say,
though.
He,
Yeah, he
yeah,
meets
he
Elvis.
learned how to dance from Elvis.
Yeah,
What
of
ab-
course. I learned how to dance.
What about,
I met this young. What was it like? I met this young fellow who was pretty good at the guitar and showed me some dance move when I was. Jesus, come on.
What
It's
about
just-
what about did he meet Martin Luther King? 'Cause I remember him talking about how he got.
I
I don't remember
that
if they
part.
actually met, but I think he mentions that he got assassinated, or maybe it was Kennedy that I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
and you know the other thing too is this film ruined the Southern accent. No, anytime you add a Southern accent, you automatically think the person is of low intelligence. Is that because of Forrest Gump, or is that just because everyone thinks you got a Southern accent, you're an idiot?
We just wanted to go 50 minutes. I was already past 25.
Not like that's the question I'm going to ask. Did Forrest Gump turn the Southern accent to being an idiot, or was that always been?
Or did they use that?
Or is that or they use that?
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, boy, you got a little pretty mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. You put on a Southern accent, and then you're automatically assumed to be like low class idiot. You know?
All right, well, what did everybody think about Sally Field and Robin Wright?
I think they're both great.
I thought they were too.
Yeah, I
Making
love,
sure
I
you
love
cry.
Sally.
I'm laughing over there.
She was horrible in that movie.
Oh,
She was one of the worst characters.
Oh.
The female lead.
Jen A.
No, in Forrest
Jen
Gump.
A?
Yeah, Robin Wright.
Like, how could you ever relate to her? Like, she just dissed.
I think Colin needs to come in here for a
She
minute.
just dissed.
add some comments.
She was just like-
because he's getting a little pissed out there.
Yeah, it's like the female lead in that.
That's the point. She's a terrible person.
Yeah, she represents the boomers. Because she went through all the phases, and Forrest Gump's chasing her along like, I can't believe you're so stupid going
Daddy
falling.
liked to molest her.
Oh, I get
and
that.
She was a terrible person who got AIDS from the Black Panthers.
Yeah, she went through every cultural phenomenon. She's like the representation of the boomers.
All right,
How
now
much
that
they
he's
hate
trashed
themselves.
Forrest Gump, you can go ahead.
I'm
Paul.
sorry.
Are we gonna do a longer show?
Yeah. Well, we're already past 25.
I don't know if I'm ragging
we're
on
at 30
Don's
now, so-
generation or if he's on the cusp.
I'm right on the cusp.
I
of
think
it.
you're Gen X. I don't
If
think
I had to
you're.
talk about the '60s, I mean that's like my childhood. I'm a kid.
Yeah, you're Gen X. You had to suffer through.
I didn't-
Ooh, hippies.
I didn't go to Vietnam. So it's my. I got to pick something. I don't
Are you
know.
purposely going to grab one of mine?
Yeah, I don't want to pick my own. Though there was well.
Well, I
I'm
hope
not
there's
gonna get
the
into
one
it.
in there that I wanted Alex to be on for.
Danny DeVito.
No, but
Is that the one you wanted, Alex?
no, but he's another one that you know.
Where'd
what
he go?
You know
Where-
what?
Oh, he's on the TV show.
Yeah, it's always funny in Philadelphia, or always sunny in Philadelphia.
I think my favorite film is what? Don't Throw Mama Off the Train.
Yeah.
Is that the title of the film?
Yeah.
That's his best film right there.
Or is it Throw Mama from the
Throw
Train?
Mama.
Throw Mama from the Train. I gotta watch that again.
Him and Billy Crystal, right?
Yeah, him and Billy Crystal.
The mom from the Goonies.
Yeah.
I don't know her name. I just
Every time I think of that movie, there's a part where he blows a trumpet in his mother's ear to try to give her a heart attack, and she goes, I dreamed that Louis Armstrong was trying to kill me. And that made me laugh out loud.
It's one of those classic '80s films, right?
yeah.
But I'm wondering, that was I'm trying to remember the plot of that. That's why I want to watch it again.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I saw it once when I was like right when it came out.
They meet on a train and they're like, we want to kill our family members, or right? And so they plan a double murder together. Like, you kill my mother, and I'll kill your mother. Is that how it goes?
I don't
know. I don't know if Billy Crystal had a mother that needed to die.
Or maybe it was his girlfriend.
Maybe he gets blackmailed somehow.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito blackmails him to kill his mother
Yeah.
somehow.
I think that might be what it is.
And Mama won't die.
And
It was a
Mama-
very dark comedy. It really didn't take off. It had a lot of great promotion to it, but I don't remember it being like a big.
Yeah, what other great
People didn't understand it.
Yeah, what other great films? Danny DeVito's been in a lot of good films. What
Well,
would
the
be his
movie
best?
that made me, because I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about movies specifically or just actors. I didn't know if we are going to, because I wanted to mention Get Shorty.
That's what I was gonna say. Get
Because
short.
Get Shorty is a really, really good movie. I wouldn't necessarily say it's underrated because it did get recognition and it did do very well at the box office. But I think it's one of those movies that just gets forgotten.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look at the cast in that. John Travolta, Gene Hackman, Danny DeVito, Rene Russo, Delroy Lindo, freaking James Gandolfini. What's the guy's name? No!
It's not James Gandolfini.
No, remember when we were doing Southern Vermont Idol? What's his name?
No.
Oh, I swore I'd never forget his name again.
Oh, I can picture his face.
I don't want
too.
to. I don't want to look it up.
Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina.
Dennis Farina's in that movie.
We
He
were-
stars in that movie.
I was filming Southern. I think you were actually there. I was filming Southern Vermont Idol one night. Don was interviewing people, and all day we were trying to figure out who it was. And like halfway through the filming, it just came to me, and I just turned around at Don while filming, and I was like, "Dennis Farina." He just started laughing, but it was bothering me all day. But it was a really good movie, just excellent cast.
Well,
I was just
there must
checking
be
to see.
some big film that we're forgetting about right
A bitter
now.
ex.
He's in One Flew Over the
A
Cuckoo's
bitter
Nest.
ex-husband
that, yeah.
wants his former spouse dead. A put-upon mama's boy wants his mother dead. Who will pull it off?
Yeah,
that's
so
the
it's-
that's the
yeah.
plot. So they did both want
Both of
someone to
them
die.
have to.
Still on Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matilda?
Matilda. He was in
I saw
Matilda.
that in the movie theater.
Yeah, he was in that, but I think there was some pivotal role.
And don't
Twins.
Well, Twins was big.
Twins was big with
Twins
Arnold
was
Schwarzenegger.
big. Renaissance Man. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Renaissance Man,
is a
right.
good movie.
I thought of that because of Dead Poets Society. I was thinking it's that same type of thing where Danny DeVito is a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got the guys out in the rain, doing the famous Shakespeare
Yeah.
soliloquy.
Yeah, he was in the last Tim Burton film, which was Dumbo. He's in that.
Well, he's also in. Speaking of Tim Burton, he's the Penguin in that.
Yeah, which I don't
Batman
think was
Returns.
that great.
Oh, he was. I thought it was
really
good.
Get Shorty
No?
gets 6.9.
Yeah, no, I mean he was good as the Penguin, but it was just I didn't like Batman 2.
I didn't either, to be honest.
But I'm trying to think. There must have been that pivotal film in the 70s or 80s that skyrocketed.
Well, he was also on that show. What was it? Taxi.
Taxi.
It was Taxi.
That was
That's
big.
what it was.
That
that's
was
what
big.
that's what he made Taxi.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me
But in those days, he jumped from TV into the movies.
Yeah.
I remember Twins
And then
was
he came back.
Twins was a pretty big hit when it came out.
Well, yeah, and Twins is pretty good. It's just
Was it? I've never seen it.
it's all right. I mean,
It's
it's
him and Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be
Twins.
twins.
One's like
Obviously, just looking at him. He was actually nominated for an Oscar. I wonder what he got nominated for. All right, recently, Dumbo, The Comedian, Wiener Dog. I think mostly, like we said, he's probably mostly doing.
I haven't seen.
Well,
Wiener
that
Dog.
show that he's on, Sunshine in
Yeah,
Philadelphia.
yeah.
I should try to find it.
When in Rome, Solitary. I didn't know he was in Solitary Man. He was in Reno 911 Miami, the movie. Deck the Halls. Did you see that with him and Matthew Broderick?
I did, yeah.
What did you think of that?
Oh, I thought it was okay for a holiday movie.
Oh, Be Cool. He was in Be Cool too. He's got a cameo in that. That's a sequel to Get Shorty. What is the one I'm thinking of? We'll see it in a second. There's actually Big Fish. I haven't seen that. Duplex.
Actually, yeah, he was
did
in
you,
that. He
did
was
you
good
see
in that.
Duplex?
No.
Ben Stiller and I think he just does a voice. Yeah, he does voiceover. Ben Stiller, Drew Barrymore, and this really, really annoying old woman. He's in Goldmember. Death to Smoochie. Did you see that? That was awful.
Yeah,
Him
that's
and Edward Norton.
That's the
Robin
film I think I
Williams.
remember most because it was so bad.
Death to Smooches.
Yeah, it was
Stupid.
It's really bad.
Drowning Mona. She was in Man on the Moon. Jim Carrey.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
he was in that.
Haven't seen that. The Rainmaker. That was good.
He was good in that. The Rainmaker.
Him and
he had a pivotal role.
Matt Damon, Mickey Rourke, Claire Danes. L.A. Confidential. I forget he's in L.A. Confidential. He
That's
plays,
right.
He plays the sleazy journalist.
Journalist
Oh, I haven't
reporter.
seen
He's
it in
the
a while.
narrator of that.
As Colin wanted to point out, Matilda, which was god awful. Junior. I didn't know he was in Junior. Like I said, Renaissance Man. Look Who's Talking Now. He voices over the dog.
Right.
Hoffa. He plays Hoffa's right hand man.
Yeah,
He actually directed Other People's Money.
That's the one.
That's-
Other People's Money, I think.
The War of the Roses with him and
Yep.
Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner.
Other People's Money, I think. Yeah.
Twins, Throw Mama from the Train. Tin Man. I forgot about Tin
Yeah,
Man.
that's right.
Have
Tin
you
Man.
seen Tin Man?
Right.
No, he had some big movies.
Yeah, Tin Man was one of the big,
Wise Guys.
Ruthless People.
The Jewel of the Nile. Ruthless People.
Jewel of
Yep.
the Nile. That's the movie that I remember him
Johnny
most in.
Dangerously.
I can't remember because he's not the lead
Well,
in that.
no, he's probably in Romancing. Yeah, he's in
Romancing of the Stone.
That's the first one, and then
If you want to watch a really good Indiana Jones-esque, not as
All right.
cartoonish, watch Romancing
What
of
ab-
the Stone.
what about Terms of Endearment?
Who was he in?
I don't know. I didn't know he was in that. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I haven't either. I couldn't tell you who he was.
So yeah, it was Romancing the Stone. He had a really good role in that.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's got some, like you said, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He's got some pretty big movies. You know, I mean, he definitely was a pretty big name in the 80s.
And didn't we say
for a
like he
while.
was a childhood friend of Jack Nicholson's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I mean, that's, you know, that's a pretty well-established career, and it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's been on TV for years.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I want to say early 2000s is when that came out.
So he must be almost as old. He's got to be as old as Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson's got to be about 80.
this tall, dude. Like really, he's a really small dude.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's a Christmas movie. Doesn't have that actual show on
Doesn't,
here, which
no.
doesn't surprise me. But I think it came out in like 2004, 2005.
They don't list really too many TV shows on IMDb. It's mostly films.
Oh, anyway, I mean, he's had a pretty successful career, and he's been married to friggin' Carla from Cheers for. Oh, what's the one?
I thought they split up.
Oh, did they? I just thought they were going to be together forever because neither one of them
We
was
all
ever going to
did.
find someone else. You know? Oh no, there's a good one that we're missing here. I
There
gotta
is.
look for it. What's it called? Is it The Mogul?
The Mogul.
God, I gotta find it because I saw it when Jack the Bear. That was terrible. Where is it? It was, I want to say it was early 80s, late 70s. Johnny Dangerously, I mentioned that. That wasn't a bad movie. That's him and
Fargan Ice Hole.
who is it? Michael Keaton. Oh, where is that? I can't find it now. I don't remember what it was. Oh well, doesn't matter. We covered Danny DeVito pretty well. It's my turn.
Oh,
Cheater. I'm always gonna take one of yours then. If you're always gonna take one of mine. Robin Williams. I almost picked Robin Williams.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
it was. I obviously I picked him because I was watching Dead Poets Society, but I thought he'd be a good guy for us to talk about. Because now here's my Robin Williams across the board type of thing, right? I enjoyed Dead Poets Society because he kept on script and he didn't get to do a lot of like
Improv and
improv,
stuff.
free
Yeah.
flow on that, which I don't really like his comedy.
obviously somebody's not switching the cameras.
I
right
know.
now.
You know, but I gotta say, I really enjoy him as an actor. So when he plays a straight actor, even to the point of like, and I'm trying to think of what's even the funniest one. Even to a certain degree, I like Mrs. Doubtfire.
I like Mrs. Doubtfire, and I don't like his comedy either. What about Good Morning Vietnam?
I think he goes off a little bit. He goes off a little bit into the Robin Williams
Yeah,
shtick.
I was
you
gonna
know?
say that's got some comedy in it, but that's kind of serious. You know, like you said, he does kind of go off a little bit. But yeah, some of his comedy, like that to Smoochie, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it?
I feel like I've seen pieces of it, you know?
I mean, for a cast like that, just you know, I mean, I gotta see what he got for a. Old Dogs. Him and John Travolta. I guarantee that rating wasn't very high. I haven't seen it.
My son liked it though.
Of course he did.
But he's played some.
Well, he won an Academy
Got a
Award.
6.4. That's the Smoochie.
That's watchable.
No, it's not though. I've seen it. It's terrible. Yeah, he won an Oscar for supporting actor for Good Will Hunting, which I would say is probably the best movie I've seen Robin Williams in.
Playing it straight.
Another one he's pretty good in where he plays it straight is
Photo Booth?
Insomnia.
Yeah, and then
His
Photo Booth.
Insomnia, right?
And then, 1 Hour Photo.
1 Hour Photo, yep.
Yeah, he was real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, most of his.
Well, what would you say his most indelible film is that everyone remembers? Mrs. Doubtfire.
Honestly,
Birdcage.
I think
I was thinking
Birdcage.
about the
I
one
think-
where he plays the doctor.
I think Good Will
have you
Hunting.
seen Birdcage?
What, Patch Adams?
Patch Adams.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
I think Birdcage and Mrs. Doubtfire were probably his best performances, comedic performances.
Wow.
I don't really like his
You don't like
comedies, so
You
I
don't like Mrs. Doubtfire?
I like Mrs. Doubtfire.
You
but
don't
I mean,
like Birdcage?
No, I hated the Birdcage. I actually saw that in the movie theater. That was such a waste of money.
I got to think about that. Robin Williams, his most iconic role.
Yeah, iconic role. What would you? I
Man,
would say
Mrs.
Mrs.
Doubtfire, maybe.
would probably be it.
Man of the Year, RV, The Night Listener.
I don't even know what that is.
That's a series.
All right, so his most iconic, Mrs. Doubtfire is number 1. So go on down the list and see if there's anything. That's the only thing we can remember him on.
Well, no, I mean, Good Will Hunting's definitely an iconic role.
Yeah, Good Will Hunting. Yeah.
Insomnia, like I said, I like that. That to Smoochie was terrible. 1 Hour Photo, I haven't seen.
That was a really good performance, but not
Bicentennial Man. Oh, what about Jack? I saw that in the movie theater.
He's a kid. He's like.
Yeah, he's a kid. Like Jennifer Lopez plays his teacher, and he has like a crush on her. Diane Lane's his mom.
Not iconic though.
What about? Oh no, I'm just saying. Have you guys seen it? Patch Adams.
Yeah.
What Dreams May Come. Didn't see that. Good Will Hunting. Flubber.
That was another one he was playing straight. What dreams may come.
What about Father's Day with him and Billy Crystal?
Yeah, no.
Haven't seen that.
Hamlet.
He's in Hamlet.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was in Hamlet.
Did he play Hamlet?
Oh, what about Aladdin?
Oh, Aladdin.
Right.
Yeah,
He plays
created
Genie
He created that
in
character.
the Aladdin. Jumanji, the first Jumanji.
Jumanji. But I would say Aladdin though. It's a classic character.
Mrs. Doubtfire, Toys. Hook, The Fisher King. Awakenings.
Oh yeah.
Cadillac, man. Dead Poets Society was pretty iconic, I thought.
Yeah.
Good Morning Vietnam's pretty iconic.
Yeah, I think that made him, right?
Yeah, that was
New
probably The Survivors. So I mean, that's. Oh, what about Popeye?
Popeye was a bomb.
He played Popeye.
He did, but
Could you guys watch? I mean, right now, like if we had Popeye, could you watch Popeye?
Nope.
No, it's not a watchable
Isn't
movie.
what's her face from Cheers? Olive oil. Is it Shelley Duvall? Shelley Long, whatever.
It's Shelley Duvall is on.
Yeah, Shelley
Cheers,
Duvall.
But
She's
it's Shelley Duvall, the one from
Shelley.
The Shining.
Oh, from The Shining. Okay, she plays Olive Oil.
But I think he's got a pretty good track record.
Oh yeah, Robin Williams. He's an icon. And
Yeah, so Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Morning Vietnam, Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yeah.
Good Morning Vietnam,
Good Will Hunting. Those are. Insomnia. I don't think got the credit it deserved because at the time Christopher Nolan wasn't the name he is now.
Right.
That was definitely the biggest budget he had at the time.
Well, that's when he went dark.
Yeah.
Robin Williams and played darker roles was Insomnia, and then he did I think 1 hour.
1 Hour Photo was a couple
Photo
years
after
later,
that.
and then The Night Listener was a few years after that.
He made the movie Insomnia because he played a really good bad guy in that film.
He did play a really good bad guy.
And
nobody had seen
and
that
you know who
from him
destroyed the
before.
movie?
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino hasn't been good in a movie in a long
He
time.
destroyed the movie because he did Scent of a Woman.
God, that was on.
And if you watch because it was originally I think a Scandinavian version. I don't know if it was Sweden or Norway. There's the original, which is the same story, but it's was done in Norway. It was Stella Skarsgård plays the lead, that Al Pacino. in
Oh.
Sweden. And
It's called the same thing then?
It's called the same thing. No, it's not called Insomnia. It's called something different. But look it up. If you read about it, that movie's 10 times better. The tone fits the mood of the genre, and Stella Skarsgård's performance fits the tone and the mood of the film, and it's far better. And it's a great film that you've seen Insomnia, so that twist is a lot. They just do it a lot better, and so. They just, instead of like dubbing over the film, they just bought the rights to the film and then just redid it with American actors. And I think is Pacino's performance is more fiery and more not as cold. And I think he ruined the film. Just the performance is not, it doesn't mix well with the kind of genre and tone and mood that's trying to be set. So you don't see Pacino in any other Christopher Nolan films. I wonder what happened. I mean, Christopher Nolan and Pacino didn't work again after that.
That's a good point, though. Christopher Nolan pretty much uses the same people.
Yeah.
He does in a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
Michael Caine, I think, is in everything.
Michael Caine, Christian Bale.
Is Michael Caine in Insomnia?
No. But ever since the Batman movies, Michael Caine's in pretty much, because he's in all of those. He's in the one with DiCaprio.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Inception. So is Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And he's in the 3 Batman movies. I think he was in The Prestige. I want to say one of them's in that he did before. I think that was actually after Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I think it was that and then The Prestige.
But he uses similar. He uses the same actors, but they also have sort of a colder performance tone than Pacino. I don't think there was probably bad blood. I just think Pacino just performs it in a more aggressive, fiery way than he's more, his filmmaking, and that's probably why he did this film to prove to Hollywood that he could do a bigger budget film with a A-list actor.
So do you have any idea what this movie's called?
What?
The one you're talking about with Stellan Skarsgård.
You gotta you gotta read up on Insomnia. I saw.
So I'm guessing it's right around the time Insomnia came out, or a little before.
No, it's before, a couple years before.
Yeah, well, this is right around.
And this is Stella Skarsgård?
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård.
When did Insomnia come out?
I want to say 2002. Because I'd like to see it. Is it subtitled?
Yeah.
Must be. We could dub it for you.
You guys watch it and tell me what
Maybe they're only listing American performances.
No, they have. It's probably
right,
it's probably in there somewhere.
Anyways,
all right.
You sure it's Stellan Skarsgård?
Here, do this first.
Could be
You can look
somebody
that up
else.
after.
Yeah, it might be someone else,
I
but
think-
I'm pretty sure it was him.
Weird enough for you to do one, and then Dawn to do one more, and then we're probably done. What was that? You want one of mine?
You've already talked to that guy. Talked about that guy.
Who was it?
Well, didn't you say you wanted to get the Star Wars? Oh, why don't we just? Yeah, there
There
we
you
go.
go. That's-
Star Wars.
So I watched The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. No, is that what? Yeah, The Last Jedi. I finally watched them.
Congratulations.
Right.
Because I had to take a break from my Marvel marathon because
And
I
then
made
you-
a mistake and didn't get the movie I was supposed to and had to wait a while.
And you also hear me bitch about The Last Jedi every time you come in here, and you're like, I swear to God, if I have to hear that one more time.
Well, I when we watched the guy freaking out going, oh, when he saw the preview for the new one, I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, that actually looks pretty good. I was like, I'm gonna go see it when it comes out. Maybe we can all get together and go see it or whatever. So I might as well, I got a free time in my marathon. I'm just gonna bang out these 2 movies.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I like The Force Awakens better than The Last
And you
Jedi.
didn't like Black. Good, thank you.
The Last
Give me
Jedi.
5. Give me 5.
I mean, I watched it again just because I was like, did it suck as bad as it? I mean, like, I had to watch
I'm
it again.
saying it did.
I was like, is it really that bad? And I watched it again, and I'm just like, Kylo Ren's a freaking sissy.
I know.
mean, what the hell? I mean, I was expecting Darth Vader, like this old big badass.
Yeah.
It's like crying like a whiny bitch
know.
with like a skin knee or
I know.
something, It's like, come on, dude. You're supposed to be this tough guy.
What did you think of Luke in The Last Jedi?
Forgettable,
Yeah.
not memorable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Rey's all right. I don't think she's
she's
bad.
okay, but
The thing is, I obviously waited way too long to see it because I knew, after like a month, it leaked that Han Solo died in the first one.
Yeah.
So I knew he was gonna die. I didn't know when. I didn't know how long into the movie, but
Wait till he comes back. They resurrect him.
But I like The Force Awakens definitely a lot better. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I like both of them better than any of the three with Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
I like both of them better than
a
any of
smidgen
those.
better. Yeah.
I mean, without question, anything with Jar Jar Binks, I'll never watch again. That was the worst character decision I think that they made in any of the Star Wars. I started watching actually Rogue One too, and I didn't get far into it because I was like, I need to take a break, and I played, and I actually looked it up to see if they were doing any more or if that was just a one-time. And it doesn't.
They did the what's him? Han Solo.
No, but I
Was it
mean
called
any
Solo?
more of the Rogue One. Like I didn't know if that was going to be like another spin-off series.
I don't think so. I thought that was just like a one-time.
Felicity Jones isn't listed, but I haven't seen it, so for all I know, she could be dead.
Yeah.
But I looked on her on IMDb, and
It's a one-off. They were just doing
That's kind of what
it's
I
just a
thought.
prequel.
Because it made a lot of money as well.
I thought it was better than The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Personally, myself.
But like I said, I didn't get too far into it. I will watch it.
Did you guys see Solo?
I thought Solo was decent.
I
Yeah,
have.
I heard good things about
I don't
it.
think it was
I
as
haven't seen
bad.
it.
I'd
but-
like to see that one. If I had to watch another Star Wars movie, that's the one I'd watch.
It made a lot less than any of these other Star Wars movies.
Yeah, because
I don't know why, because I would think if you're taking one character out of the original Star Wars to do a spin-off with, they chose the right character.
And I like the guy they picked too.
I'd never heard of him. Which I like. I like the fact that they're not taking big names, that they're taking someone who's relatively unknown. Because that's kind of in a way, even with Harrison Ford, he wasn't a household name at the time. I mean, American Graffiti was obviously a classic and a very big movie, but that was definitely the biggest movie he had been in at the time. Because even Apocalypse Now came after Star Wars. Because I think Star Wars was 77 and Apocalypse
Oh,
Now
you're
was
right, 78.
78, and then Empire was 80, and then Return of the
So
Jedi
he
was
probably had
83.
that part in the can though, right? That probably was sitting there. Star Wars came out. He may have already done Apocalypse Now.
He could have. He could have. I mean, he only has a cameo in Apocalypse Now. He's just in the opening scene at the beginning. But still, yeah. I mean, other than American Graffiti, he certainly wasn't a household name. I don't know how many people even know who Mark Hamill was.
No, that came out of nowhere.
If they knew. I mean, James Earl Jones could have possibly been the only... Oh, well, no, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
Alec Guinness.
Yeah, and
was hands down
thought
probably
the
the...
film
He was like the biggest name.
yeah,
biggest
and
name
he
in
was
the
like,
movie.
"This is a stupid, silly
Yeah.
movie." The whole entire
He's
time.
like, they better be paying me
Yeah.
serious cash. Doesn't he have an Oscar? Or at least has been nominated.
I think he was.
I think
yeah.
he may
Bridge
have...
over the River Kwai.
Yeah, I think he may have even won an Oscar because he was really highly regarded as one of like the bigger movie actors of his generation.
Yeah, and he had to be like the anchor for that movie.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah.
Star Wars.
Just something with that kind of budget. I mean, how big was Lucas at the time? Because
yeah,
I think other than American Graffiti, I don't think he'd done anything.
well,
all
American
that big.
Graffiti was successful, and during the '70s, the movie business wasn't. The blockbuster film, it was kind of failing a little ways. It was competing with television, and they weren't making as much revenue as they were before. And then you had your Spielberg and your George Lucas, and George Lucas created a blockbuster with Star Wars. So American Graffiti was popular, and so the studios decided to take a little bit of a chance on him. He didn't have a huge budget compared to maybe some of the other budgets that were going around, and but he was able to maximize that.
He actually was nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Oscars. He was
But he didn't
nominated.
win.
He did. He won for Best Actor for Bridge on the River Kwai.
Oh, all right.
He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Star Wars.
Yeah, and he hated the film. He thought it was a joke.
I did not know that. That totally shocks me. I mean, I thought he was great.
Yeah,
Without question.
Right.
yeah, he sells all the mythos, with that voice.
All right. Well, we're on the topic of the 3 originals. What's your favorite?
Oh, I like the first one.
What about you?
No, that's the Force Awakens. New Hope.
New Hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say the well, I mean, the second one and the first one.
Mine, Empire Strikes
Yeah.
Back's mine.
I remember being angry in the theater because it ended. Like a cliff, like, okay, then there'll be another movie. And I was like, you bastards.
Yeah.
Because the first one doesn't end that way. The first one has a clean end.
Yeah.
It can stand alone by
Right.
itself.
Yeah, after that, when then you find out it's not coming out for 3 years, you're like, oh, why are you doing this to me? You know, because that's, I mean, at the time, that's going to be like, what, maybe the biggest epic blockbuster like ever made. I mean, there was nothing before Star Wars like that with outer space and stuff like that. I mean,
No.
you know,
Not that big.
those
No,
must
I
have
mean,
been the
there's
biggest
after-
budget movies of all time.
After
at the
Star
time,
Wars,
I
though, you
think.
gotta the sci-fi genre really picked up. But then you had Spielberg doing Close Encounters, and that was just right after. There was Close Encounters and Alien.
Well, what about
Alien.
2001 Space Odyssey?
So yeah, 2001: Space Odyssey.
That came out before.
So yeah, that came out, and that inspired a whole generation of filmmakers and scientists, but also. But then Lucas came out with the ability to be able to make a significant amount of money on sci-fi space fantasy.
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
So there's a huge sci-fi kick after that. Aliens came out in '79. That was 2 years? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years after Star
2
Wars.
years. So
yeah.
he obviously got approved as soon as Star Wars became a blockbuster hit, like in 77,
Yeah.
78. They're like, all right.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you're green
Wrigley's
light,
like,
'cause this is
oh,
gonna
I got
make money."
myself a nice sci-fi picture for you called Alien. They're like, sure, green light it.
All right, so we got 4 left, so we could probably, if we're gonna do a 25-minute episode next week, we could probably do names
Do
for
another
that.
show.
But we're out of time this week. So it was fun to get back to do names from a hat. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
You know, and we had some good topics, good movies, good actors.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Yeah. So
We had a sore spot
We
with that
should do a poll and see what people think on Forrest Gump. I mean,
You know,
let's do a poll.
8.8 on IMDb is pretty high.
That is an interesting thing. What if we were to ask people, Forrest Gump or Pulp Fiction? And see what they
Honestly,
say?
I think most people are actually going to say Pulp Fiction. I really do, but I think it's going to be close. But Pulp Fiction just has one of those cult followings that just like, and it's actually even rated higher than 8.8. It's number 4 or 5 on IMDb. It's like 9.
Like, that's going to be my homework. I'm going to ask everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a poll in this coming week. Forrest Gump or Pulp Fiction and see what people say.
That sounds good. We could talk about it on next week's show. I'll try to remember to do the
Great
same.
idea.
And if you do, try to
We'll
do it
post
too.
it up online right now.
Yeah, or we can do that too.
Right
All
on.
right, so I've been. This has been our new Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler. And
We don't know the
The
end of this
movies
shit.
you want don't want
these
to
are the
miss.
ones you don't want to miss.
There you go.
Oh, someone's going to say the other.
Gentlemen, we can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.